Hi, welcome to Women Talk Construction podcast. Today, we are so excited to not only interview a great woman in the construction industry, but also a very dear friend that we love so very much. Natasha lives in Greenville County, and we get to see her not enough, but probably more than some of the others that have been on our podcast. Anyway, we're really excited to have her back today. She's been on before. She's the president and CEO of Sexton Design and Development, and she brings a wealth of leadership and regional expertise to our conversation every time we talk, including some personal tidbits that we like to share together. So, Natasha, thank you for being on today. Angela is with me, of course, from Women Talk Construction, and we're going to talk about some great things. Natasha, will you just tell the audience a few things about you and what's been going on since the last time we saw you?
Absolutely. So my husband and I opened Sexton Design and Development. It's been 8.5 years since we opened our doors, which is crazy to think it's been that long. We are design build, which is a little bit unique. Both of our backgrounds are in landscape architecture. I run the design side of our business. My husband is the head of the construction side, but we're a small shop, so we do a little bit of everything all the time. It's one of those things that I have definitely learned my way around the construction project management, those aspects of it at this point. So as far as like project types, we work on a lot of different types of projects. We do focus on a couple of key areas. We do a lot of hospitality work. We've worked with several different hotel chains, really kind of with some innovative designs and unique construction. We've done a lot of institutional work at different universities. Clemson University, Tiger Walk is one that we did the design for that was great fun
Beautiful.
as a Clemson grad. That one was near and dear to our hearts. And then we do also kind of just different types of commercial or institutional development work, everything from park and rec to small industrial and kind of everything in between. So
Awesome.
we stay
Hey.
busy.
Hey, thank you for being on today. We appreciate you and all the wisdom that we gain every time we talk to you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
And
my gosh, you two
you're
are
in many
incredible.
states, right? You're in many states.
We are. We're working in Tennessee, South Carolina, finishing up our licensure in North Carolina. We've got landscape architecture license and we're finishing up our contractor's license in North Carolina.
Cool.
And then Georgia is the next one. So um, we definitely do kind of take a different approach to kind of the development picture, and that we joke around that we never take the easy jobs. I sometimes wish we would, but where we find the most value for our clients are in those complicated or quirky projects. And that's where having the design build, knowing how to get things entitled, what that permitting picture looks like, understanding the construction cost, understanding how to build different projects in different types of environments. All that's really, it's lended to being more portable than a lot of people necessarily think it is. So it's been fun.
And y'all are so creative. I mean, I
They
remember you
are.
telling me about how when you're forced to cut down a tree on a project, you actually made something out of that wood for that building inside, and just so
Yeah.
impressive. So,
It is
I
impressive.
Thank
mean,
you.
and that's what the next generation wants to see too,
We
reuse.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where I consider construction as kind of like surgery. I mean, it really is. When you open up the ground, when you open up the earth, you've cut into it, and you have a responsibility to do the best you can, to do everything you can with that to make sure that what you're building and doing is what is best for the community, and that community is not just the people; it involves the natural community too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That is one of the things I probably am most proud of, that with our company, and one of the main reasons I wanted to start our own company is we get to pick and choose what types of projects we chase.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everybody does some things that are more of a financial incentive than other incentives, but at the same time, if something does not truly align with our values, we don't have to take it. And we have turned down work that didn't align enough with our values. We like to build things that are going to be around for a really long time. we like to build things that are beneficial for the community at large, that have a positive impact on the surrounding community. So,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we've been spoiled. We've gotten to do that. So,
Yeah. Well,
It's good
obvious
though.
yeah. Well, as a leader in the Southeast construction landscape, what unique challenges are you seeing in the regional marketplace right now?
the challenges are, the Southeast is a little bit unique in that we have grown so much faster than every other region in the country. And
Mhm.
Greenville and South Carolina is kind of the epicenter for that kind of growth and boom. So we have dealt with shortages and cost increases on every single side.
Yeah.
Um, when it, like labor
Yeah.
is a constant issue.
I was waiting for the people one.
Yeah, I mean, that is always kind of the number one, and it's across the board. It's everything from your unskilled daily labor to your skilled trades to the talent pool for project management.
Mm,
We are thin in every side in the
mm,
Southeast because there's been such an explosive growth in
Right.
construction and development, but not that same explosive growth within these trades or people getting into
Mhm.
construction. So that is always an issue.
Mm.
Construction material cost has been interesting to say the
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
It really started with COVID, and it's been a roller coaster ever since for a variety of different policy reasons, and just volume that in the Southeast with the continued year after year
mm,
volume that we have had,
Yes.
material challenges abound.
Mm.
mm,
And that's one thing we've gotten very used to doing is really dialing in, looking at material VE options, finding different
Mhm.
ways to do things because either the way that we would normally have done it is not available anymore, or
mm,
we're priced out of it now.
Yeah.
Um,
And VE for those people that are listening is value engineering. So Natasha's finding different products to fit the job that she can get her hands on,
mm,
yeah,
and sometimes are less expensive, right? Sometimes
correct.
it's a matter of being able to find it, and sometimes it's being a matter of of
Cost prohibitiveness.
cost. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, to keep the project online. So you've been a strong advocate for business growth, which happens to be not a problem in the Southeast. However, you have grown really fast. What's one strategy you've used to
Mhm.
scale Sexton Design and Development while maintaining your quality?
We've,
That was a great segment.
I would say we've been very cognizant about who
mm,
we chase as clients and who we take on as
Mm.
clients. And we've had the luxury to do this. And I lived through the recession, which decimated our industry. I am very aware of how painful and how, hard it can be. And so we're really fortunate, but we also believe very strongly in our ideals. And so we want to make sure that the work that we do showcases those.
mm,
I'd heard an architect speak years ago about their firm's philosophy was a photo, a friend, and a fee. And it was that at the end of every project, they wanted something that they were proud enough that they would showcase the work, that they would take photos of it, that it was beautiful enough or that it worked well enough that they were proud to show it, that they were still friends with the clients, that they
Yeah,
finished projects on a positive note, and that they were paid appropriately to do it because we're not a nonprofit.
right.
mm,
We're not a charity. We contribute a lot to our charities and we're very, very, very thankful for them. But at the end of the day, I know my employees work with us because they get paid.
mm,
That's why they do this. They might
Yeah.
be passionate about it, they might love it, but they also expect to get paid. And so we really work hard to try to make sure that we hit those three with every project that we do.
Mhm.
And I truly do believe that in this industry, your best advertising is your reputation.
Yes.
And so it's doing good work
Mhm.
over and over
And
again.
people talking about your work everywhere they
Correct.
go, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah, and then, of course, speaking of externally, it's also internally. How do you approach
Mhm.
building a team culture that reflects the values of a family-owned but forward-thinking business? Because that's important too in our world. It's all about
Mhm.
people and there you're out sharing about Sexton Design Development as
gosh, yeah.
well.
It's so, and being in a family business is interesting. I have
Yeah.
worked for family businesses and I now own a family business. When I worked for a family business, I remember the pain points that I had as an employee with that. And my husband and I have been very cognizant of that, and that we do not have our children as none of them are slated to take over or to be the next one. If our son, who's our youngest is 13, if he chooses to go into construction, that'd be great. We'd love it. But he's going to start at the bottom like everybody else. We are looking into, we're looking at kind of what our exit strategy will look like at some point. As much as I know retirement is a long way in the future.
It's so smart to plan early, though.
Well, we want it to be something that this continues on, and I want it to be something that our employees are the ones continuing it on, and that I would, our plan, our goal is to create something that then outlives us with our employees taking ownership of it. So we've been looking at larger companies that have
Nice.
ESOPs and things like that. In terms of like how we create a team and how we hold on that team environment, we try really hard to lead by example. There's not anything that I ask an employee to do that I haven't done myself or that I'm not currently doing. We work, really hard to make sure that we are giving that. We also are very cognizant about what kind of sets us apart, and that having the design component isn't an add-on. It is the core for kind of how we approach problem solving. And to me, construction is nothing but a giant puzzle. It is all problem solving. It's like, it's like a big Lego set. Much more complicated, but really
Much more complicated.
it's problem solving. That is like, if you can solve problems, if you can like analytically look at something and figure it out and break it down, you can build things.
You're going to be successful. Yeah.
Right. And so it's like, we want to make sure that everybody on our team understands how to do that critical analytical thinking and also understands those core design principles. Most of our staff has a design background instead of a construction background. Because finding people that truly understand balance and proportion and those core design principles can be a little bit challenging on the construction side. It not always. I've got a superintendent that has got one of the best eyes I've ever seen, and he has no idea about it. But he's like, I think it looks better this way. I'm like, you're right, it does.
Nice. That's not normal, though, right?
No, but that's one of those things that we are very, like what that project looks like at the end of the day also impacts how it functions. And so we pay very close attention to that and really work hard to make sure our staff understands and sees what that looks like. We try very, very hard in every way possible to put our staff first. Because we're only as good as our
people
weakest link.
around. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like we are a very small company, but we pay above average. We try to offer as many benefits as we can. And I truly believe in rewarding people when
It's due.
yes, like basically my husband and I took all of the pain points we both had working in the design and the construction industry and kind of resolved to not do those when we started a company.
That's awesome.
So we have very open dialogue with our staff and our employees, how do you want to see this go? What's happening here? What would make your job better, easier? We also are very cognizant of burnout.
Yeah.
Because this industry
Because you're always burnt out. I mean,
Right.
this industry is just it's a thriving ground for burnout, right?
That
It
it
is.
is.
In fact, one of my drafters, my landscape architect that I adore, she is on vacation right now. She's my right hand. And I did have to reach out to her today, and I felt so bad about needing to ask her something on vacation. But it's one of those things where I'm like, she deserves time off. She's worked really hard. I should be able to, like she did a ton of work before she left to make sure that I had what I needed. So I'm going to respect her time away. So we really try very hard. Doesn't always work. And I already apologized to her today because I already had to bug her, but
I'm sure she doesn't mind. It makes her feel, I've had staff members tell me it
Needed.
makes them feel like they really matter too.
Mhm.
Like sometimes people think, oh, they did okay without me, but it's really nice to know that they're needed. I've heard that from staff members before. So you can be calm in that. She knows how much you need her.
I hope she knows that. Vanessa, if you watch this, you are very needed.
So you're pretty involved in the community.
Yeah.
How does that play out in your business strategy and your personal philosophy and giving back to the community?
It's the coolest thing ever because now I have an avenue to do that. I mean,
Mm.
Nice.
it's so cool. Like we've got two projects ongoing right now that are just near and dear to my heart because of that community involvement. We are working with the Upstate Warrior Solution, which is this
Oh,
incredible
yeah.
nonprofit. We're building an outdoor gym for them.
Oh, cool.
So we've taken it's a cost plus contract, but we've taken a reduction on our fee. So it's
Yeah.
essentially done at no profit to our company, but it keeps our employees, it's like we're able to cover costs.
Mhm.
And we get to provide something that is going to be a lot of benefit for a lot of
Mhm.
people who have benefited us.
For a
So
long time.
yes, I mean, it's one of those
Mhm.
things, it's the coolest thing. And then the other one, we're working up at Camp Greenville,
Mm.
which is
Nice.
YMCA camp. Our son has gone there. This will be his 5th year there, and it is that special spot for him. So we're working with them, helping them rebuild their opening and closing ceremony campfire areas that had some damage. They
Mm.
needed to kind of revamp them and grow them a little bit. And then Helene kind of
Yeah.
helped that along. Um, so we're able to kind of help them with that. And that's another one of those that it's just like they provide such a great experience for kids in the summer and for people kind of year round. It is this beautiful, amazing space. And so it's so cool to be able to do something professionally that benefits so many people. And that's one of those things we're so spoiled because we have these, I can build stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody needs things built at some point.
Yes. That's cool.
So
Sure, yeah.
that's our, one of those avenues. I also have a couple of boards and organizations that I'm actively involved with that are just those things the Greenville County Art Museum, I sit on their commission, and it is one of those like just super big pleasures of mine to be able to help work with the art museum here, which if you happen to be in Greenville, go to the museum. It's
It
phenomenal.
is beautiful. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then the Children's Museum is right beside it, which I
It's
think
right
they
next
have a
to it.
Yes.
construction section in there too for the kids to
Yes, they do.
play.
Which is so fun. If you haven't done that, find a
Yeah,
kid,
it
go to
is
the museum.
fun.
It's so much
Yeah.
fun.
Even for the adults.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So we're gonna change it up a little bit. And our last question is always kind of more of a personal one. But when you're not leading a team at Sexton, what's your go-to way to spend a Saturday in the Carolinas?
Okay. My favorite way, honestly, my favorite way, and it is the craziest, is that we own a whitewater raft.
Oh, I
Because that's how we roll, I guess. But it would be to go camping and whitewater rafting on the Chattooga River, which is northern Georgia and northern South Carolina, and it is beautiful, wild and scenic
Mhm.
river, and is one of the most fun things you will ever do. And there's no cell service, which makes it even better.
It makes it
Mm,
even better. I
mm.
love that.
Um,
That's awesome.
yes, that's we'll take our son and the dog and hit the river.
Nice.
Love it, love it, love it. Yes, and there's I mean, you do so much. Yeah, we
It's that or
love
it's
We
having
Saturday in
you.
appreciate
Clemson.
you. Yeah. We
Um,
appreciate your wisdom and knowledge today.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
well, thank
Thank you
Just
you.
so
your
much
Yes.
for
story is
being
so
on.
impactful for others who are thinking about getting into the industry too.
It, it's one of those industries. I never thought that this is what I was going to end up doing, but I'm so thankful not only for my education and for all the opportunities I've had, but also for all the people that have come before me and helped mentor me, open doors for me, given me some opportunities. It's been incredible.
You know, you never know how you're going to meet your friends in this world. And
No.
Natasha and I met on a job site. I remember for the first time I was helping my brother-in-law out. That's when I dropped out of my family business and I needed just something to do that was mindless. So I was helping him with landscape, and he met her on a job site. I think it was in the at Lake Kiwi, and
Yep.
that's where I first met you. And then you never know. Then we later saw each other later, and it's been bliss ever since. And now we're just
It's been incredible.
really close friends. So be mindful of who you meet out there. And of course, y'all know Christi's and my story. We met on LinkedIn and we're friends now for life. So, you know,
you're stuck with me whether you like it or not.
You know,
you're both stuck with me because I adore you both. So
yay.
Well, the one thing we want to leave our audience with is
Yeah.
be mindful about who you surround yourself with.
Yes,
and
for sure.
Who you bump into, you never know how they're going to impact your life. But if they really do it in a very conscious way, make sure you keep them around close by because you need them.
Yeah.
I've needed both of you. So, but we're going to.
Yeah, I'm saying there's no way that I could have, that my husband and I could have done this without having my tribe, like my group of women that have been there through thick and thin, keeping me from killing my husband at times and encouraging me to do other things. Yeah, it's like it's been incredible, and I that support has meant the world to me.
We appreciate your support.
Yes, we do. And why don't you
so many?
Yeah, share with our audience how, if anyone wants to get in touch with you, how they can.
The easiest way is on LinkedIn. It's Natasha Sexton. I'm fairly easy to find, and Sexton Design and Development is the company page. And please, check out our work. Feel free to message me, ask me any questions. I'm an open book. I don't do really well with pretenses of any sort, so you usually get a pretty honest answer.
Hey, direct.
That is for sure.
Yeah, direct is great, right?
It is.
Well, thank you, friend.
Thank you
for sharing your wonderful journey with our audience again. And of course, this is a great way just to wrap up having Natasha on our show and being able to share too that really surround yourself with good people that really want to see you thrive.
Succeed. Yes.
That is one of those things. And I my husband and I were talking about this over lunch, that when you leave an interaction with somebody, when you hang up the phone, what is that kind of core feeling? And if you feel really good, those are people you want to keep up with.
Yeah.
You want to keep them close because they're the ones that really have your best interest at mind.
Yes.
And I feel that way about both of you. I absolutely adore anytime I get to see either of you. And I can't wait to squeeze you both again.
Air hugs for bye-bye.
Yes, air hugs on mine. Thanks, everybody, for listening to Natasha's story. And please reach out to her if you need anything at all. Thanks, Natasha.
Thank you.